Okay, this is my first time growing potatoes. Though the leaves look dark and green and they're growing, I'm making a lot of mistakes. For one thing, I've got too many things in this bed, and I'm probably overwatering it because the squash and the cucumbers and the pickles don't look so good, and the cabbage, well, it was planted late in the year. So I consider this year an experiment. But I'm going to try to salvage what I've got and see if I can do something else with it. I'm going to move the potato plants. I don't know if this is possible. I don't know if they'll die in the process. I saw this on YouTube. I've made these cages out of leftover wire that I had hanging around the house. And I'm going to turn these into the new location, baskets basically. The new location that I'm going to transplant my potatoes and get those potatoes out of there, because I heard that potatoes and tomatoes really suck the nutrients out of the ground. Now I did put some extra nutrients in the ground for the tomatoes. There's each one of those plants has a fish, a fillet fish underneath, and there's eggshells and coffee grounds as well, and some Epsom salt. So again, I'm just grabbing stuff from Pinterest, from YouTube, and trying to learn as much as I can and trying to make a go of what I got going here. So once I figure out the size that I want my cage to be, what I'm doing is cutting my fence. I'm cutting it in the middle so that I've got the raw edges to fold over. I'm using a pair of wire cutters. So now what I'm doing is I'm joining the two. Then this wire. And this wire that way, and the other side the opposite way. Getting it started is the hard part. I'm going to go out into the forest and find some straight sticks. I live in the forest. A good part of my property is all trees, and there's actually too many trees growing around here. There's a lot of small trees. So I could easily cut down some, kind of thin out the forest a little bit. I like to do that because I want trees to grow, but what are you doing over there? But sometimes there's just too many trees in one space, and so I let the big trees stay, and okay, that's going to go the other way, and we'll take out the small trees so that the big trees can have better growth. I do like having the shade. I think it's nice that my chickens are in the shade, because one thing, it provides cover for them, so we don't have the hawks. Haven't been around. I've seen the hawks flying around the neighborhood, but they've never come by here, because I don't think they see the chickens because of the tree cover. So, plus it gives them shade on really hot days. We live in South Carolina, so it gets really hot and humid. And my chickens actually have a nice shady spot, so it's really good in the summer months. I just feel like it's the way things are going in our country, and with Monsanto having a monopoly on our vegetables and the scientific experiments that they're doing that's not even really been fully tested and proven. We don't know if what they're doing is actually safe, but there has been some discovery that some of the things that they're doing to our vegetables is actually creating health hazards, such as lowering the fertility rate and cancer causing. So I think it's a good idea for everybody to learn how to grow their own food, so where you can control and not have to use chemicals. I'm trying to do this as organically as possible. Okay, so I have 3 cages. This is where I'm going to move my potato plants in. Now I just need to go get some stakes from the woods to stake them down so that they don't get blown away or whatever. This is my backyard. This is all my property. I have this open space where I grow my vegetables, and then I have all of this shaded forest area with lots of trees and lots of leaves that fall on the ground. So I'm learning that there's stuff I can do with these leaves and use them in composting. Now here's a good example. We have a whole bunch of trees. We have bigger trees, and then we have all these little small trees. There's actually too many trees in this one little space. I'm going to cut down some of these skinny trees with these small, I can use them as stakes from my potato garden, and it'll kind of weed out this area. We'll let the big trees stay, and that'll actually be good for the forest and helpful for my garden. So that's what I'm going to make my stakes from. Now I just got to strip off the branches and cut the sticks and whittle a point so I can drive them in the ground. I am also going to take advantage of this nice shady spot to work. Why work in the hot sun when you can do it in the shade? So I'm going to work on these skinny little trees and turn them into stakes for my potato baskets. Got my stakes. Now I can stake in my cages. I'm trying to garden in such a way that I make work less work. And I don't want weeds, so I didn't have any cardboard because I used up all my cardboard on my other beds. But it did have these chicken grain bags, so I thought, well, why not? I use that. You know, I've heard newspaper works. This ain't much different, so I'm putting that down in the bottom of my baskets, and then I'll fill it with That also means less trash is going in the garbage because I'm reusing materials. Well, here goes nothing. I don't know if I'm going to kill these plants or destroy them in the process of trying to get them out of this shallow bed to try to move them into my potato baskets. Until I get the other ones in, then I will put more dirt on top of it. So I took the potato plants out of here, so it'll stop sucking the juices out of the ground. So maybe my squash and pickles will do a little better. And the potatoes are in their baskets. I put 2 in this one and 2 in that one. This one was a little bigger, so I put 4. Maybe I should have just done 3 and 3 and 2. But anyways, this way I'll be able to keep adding soil as the plants grow so I can get more potatoes. And so that solved that problem. And the plants don't look stressed at all from their move, so they look good. And hopefully that'll turn out much better. In just 1 week, my potatoes have already grown a lot, so I'm going to have to bury them again because they're getting kind of tall. So yes, it's possible to transplant potatoes. They were started in one place and I moved them to a new location. No problem, not one bit of stress they showed. They still look good and healthy and they're growing strong. Look for my other garden videos and future updates as my garden grows, and also my chicken videos. Don't forget to subscribe.